First on the list, we got your boy Dame Dash. Dame Dash recently went on the Breakfast Club. And he was talking on basically about, things that he got going on with his finances and, other stuff like that. And how he is the chairman of Revolt, things like that. And it didn't go too well for him, to be honest with you, because they ended up exposing him kind of. So we're gonna definitely talk about that. Next, this one right here is the controversial topic. I was kind of constipating on, do I want to even speak on the Charlie Kirk situation, because that one is very delicate. A lot of people are very sensitive about this one. And a couple of people, this demonetization thing has been a thing as of late. I don't think it's necessarily about talking about this topic, but still, you do have to be careful, because these people are very careful with what they want to allow us to talk about. So, but anyways, I'm going to dive in on certain things when it comes to him. And then next, of course, we have the Martrivian Trey Reed situation, where pretty much this was the guy who was unfortunately hanging from a tree at a college in Mississippi. And, that has been creating a lot of news. So I'm definitely going to give my take on how I see this thing going on. And lastly, God damn, this thing making out this topic. Lastly, we're going to talk about a couple of new topics in regards to the reparations update. So another thing that I was planning on doing is on Wednesday, we're going to always dedicate the last segment to the reparations committee. So that's our 4 topics for today. And let me go ahead and catch up on these comments, and then I'm going to start on this first topic. Treason Wilson, aka Stat Baby, is on the podcast with Cameron and Pace. Got it. Okay. And he was flirting with his girl there? Damn. That sounds like some shit this nigga do now. I'm not saying he was right, but he did mention some things that was obvious. Who you referring to, Ali? Which situation hurt Tariq the words? Jukebox pistol whipping Tariq. Tariq. I don't know what. Jukebox pistol whipping Tariq. Bentley beating Tariq with the block of oranges. Tariq getting the letter from Bill St. Patrick while in jail, or Kane punching Tariq. I don't know. But honestly, I don't really want to pay too much attention to those type of topics on a morning show like that. This was a night show. I wouldn't have no problem with answering those. Dame is pissed that 50 made Cameron the executive producer paid the vote. Yeah, of course he is. If 50 Cent know what he's doing, he petty as hell for that. But speaking of that, like I said, that is the first topic of the day. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and play part of the interview with Dame Dash and at the Breakfast Club and see what he had to say. I ain't gonna lie, the boy, he actually going out pretty sad right now. It ain't looking good. I'm sorry. Having some damn technical difficulties right now. The hell? There we go.
I'm now the chairman
Okay, so here we go. This is the interview.
of Revolt right now, and I also I have 15.
You don't deserve to be the chairman.
I got you. So I'm now the chairman of Revolt with a pathway. You see, because he wants to trigger me, and I want you to acknowledge that. So I'm now Cam's boss, the chairman of Revolt with a pathway to acquisition. I've been trying to buy
Now,
Revolt.
how do we know this is not Cap? We didn't see this on deadline.
Can you stop yelling? Can you stop interrupting me, please? So, deadline didn't make the announcement for this particular situation. They didn't want to. I had an announcement I was going to make with BT, but Paramount stepped in and they said do it later. And they didn't want to be a part of this mess. I've been trying to buy Revolt, and I also just did a 25 episode deal for my podcast for Bosses Take Losses, and I'm putting all my content on Revolt.
Dope.
Yes, so that I can see how to monetize. I have to put together a certain kind of a plan for acquisition. So in the next 30 days, I'm gonna just be a real chairman, and then I'm going to, hopefully I'll stay the chairman, but I gotta go make movies.
Somebody would say how? How would you?
You kind of can tell that, he's a little nervous with some of the stuff that he's saying. Like you kind of could read a little bit that, he wasn't telling all the way the truth with this.
Say how? How would you buy Revolt?
Why wouldn't you say congratulations?
You did say congratulations.
Oh, you don't seem excited.
No, congratulations.
You have to understand
I'm
something.
waiting for it to come out in deadline.
Let me
and I'll
finish.
really be like, yo, I reposted.
Right.
But somebody would say, well,
Now you're going to be Mr. Research, but you asking me why 50 Cent, but you guys got fooled. Wait, let me finish. Real quick. I'm announcing it the day before it's announced. Remember that.
Right.
So I wasn't going to announce it and then say it here. I wouldn't have to, you know what I mean? So I did it and I timed it where it would come out when this comes out. Next week, you'll see Bosses Take Losses on Revolt. So now I'm hustling on his block. I'm now Cam's boss.
You gonna keep Cam show?
Yeah, I'm not going to fire him. He's a good kid, but I'm not going to. The kid, it was
a
cute.
promotional thing? I thought him taking over was a promotional thing.
That's him. He was the CEO.
But you're doing a real acquisition, you think?
Yes.
How does
It's not a real
your
acquisition.
bankruptcy
There's a road to acquisition.
Okay.
So that's the little part that we had about him. And the sad part about this with Cam, with Dame, is that shortly after that, they actually got it right here because this is part of the Breakfast Club's clip. So they actually got it right here that
Revolt right now.
you can see on the screen that this lady said, I just spoke to the lead publicist with Revolt, who confirms to me Dame Dash is not the chairman of the network. So my thing is, Dame, why would you do this? Like if you know you're not the chairman, bro, why would you come on a major, like how popular this network is? Why would you come on a place like this and just tell a blatant lie like that, knowing they gonna research it like that? Especially as petty as Charlemagne is. Charlemagne is like one of the kings of petty. Only one that's probably trumping Charlemagne and being petty is your other enemy, 50 Cent. And you gonna just go on that show and lie like that just to make yourself feel good doing this interview and stuff like that. Because of course 50 Cent said that he don't have any more money, he's going broke and stuff like that. Dame don't have a lot of embarrassing moments at this point. This didn't happen to him. So I just don't get it, Dame. Why would you do that, man? I appreciate you doing it because we get good content and stuff for it, but come on, Dame. I actually mess with you a little bit because we all know. I think Jay-Z absolutely did him wrong and stuff like that. But hey, who hasn't this nigga done? That's how he got so rich. But yeah, Dame, you can't do that, bro. Especially now on the Breakfast Club. Like maybe if you was on a small, a smaller platform that's not as petty as this one, you could have pulled that off and they wouldn't have like did the research and just took you, you know, for word value. But no, not the Breakfast Club. And then one thing I'm gonna say about Charlemagne, Charlemagne be asking for it, bro. And one of these days, he gonna get exactly what he asking for. Because, you know, some of the time when he be having these gangsters and stuff on his platforms, a lot of them folks didn't check Charlemagne for his mouth. Talia, yeah, apparently so. They said it, and I actually saw an article, a small article from Revolt that said Dame is not the chairman. So apparently it seemed like he was lying. So that's kind of crazy. So, but yeah, Charlemagne, this dude, he stayed trying to agitate somebody while they're on there. Like, he'll say slick things. I get it as a good, he's not necessarily a journalist, but, you know, it's under that same umbrella, a good radio host or whatever. You kind of want to say triggering things. You kind of want to get them to say stuff to make it, you know, a nice interview, provoking them. But how much does that dollar matter to you? Because some of these folks might just go ahead and go all the way with you. And, you know, just saying. I mean, look, you know how it's getting when it comes to these certain topics and stuff, how people don't like when you saying certain stuff, how things could go for you. Speaking of,